it's Transformers96 here with another video review. This time we have the Marvel Infinite Series Omega Red figure, or in other words, the Marvel Universe line of 3 3/4 inch figures. So here you go. So overall, just going over the box, as you can see, pretty nice design for a box compared to its old design when it was called the Marvel Universe series. This is far unsuperior in my opinion. I really love the old designs, and you got some great artwork on the corners. This is very generic, you know. It's got a I like the black and very light bluish gray. I like the colors in it, but other than that, it is just not as good at all in my opinion. On the back, you get a nice picture of the figure. Get a little bio of him, and then here you get the others in this assortment. Yeah, I think this is all the others. I don't think they're missing anybody here. I don't have Cyclops. I have him, and him. Ant-Man I bought and is on its way. It should be here in a couple days from filming this at least. So yeah, so overall box, you know, it works, but I definitely much prefer the older version. Especially since now it's very hard to shift through all of these on the shelves. Before you could just look at the top, you know, the little cardboard up there to see which figure was in each of these boxes. Now you have to move them all aside to look. So that is a shame. But enough ranting of that. Going over the actual figure here. As you can see, very cool. This figure wasn't originally released in the Infinite series. It was released in the final wave of Marvel Universe, the hardest one to get in that wave, I believe. So I am very pleased to see it being released in, you know, again, in a much easier way to get it. So very happy about that. Overall, very cool. He is a mutant. And looking awesome. I'm not 100% sure what his power is. I'm sure it has something to do with the whips. Maybe he like electro charges them or something like that. But overall, he looks really cool. He's got a really interesting look. This face sculpt is very unique and really nice. I'm loving the kind of pale a white with like a bluish shade in it. Looks wonderful. Really do like the way that they painted it. There's a little scuff on his nose, which is a bit annoying. I really, you know, you really don't notice it when you're just like actually looking at the figure. But because this is so close up, you can see it like this. He does have a red kind of band on his head with his little symbol there, I'm assuming. His hair is very cool. It's very long. As you can see, there's a lot of great detailing and texture in it, and a little ponytail up top. I will say it is very tempting to hold his head like this when you want to move it around, but, you know, this is a very, you know, small rubber joint there, so I would hate to snap off this ponytail, so I recommend to try to hold it from the sides, even if it might be a little harder than just doing it like this, so, yeah. And he does have a nice range of movement. He does have a ball-hinged neck. The hair hinders it slightly. Not too bad though. I mean, you can really do anything that you would like to do with it, but if you do some like extreme, like something like that, then of course it knocks off his shoulder pad. But assuming you're not doing that, you shouldn't have a problem with restrictions on the neck joint. As you can see going down, you know, it's a fairly simple body. I'm sure we've seen this body before. You know, it doesn't look like anything too new there, and it's just a plain red. It looks like there is some nice detailing in there as well too. And then I love the color on the arms here, same as the face, very nice, and like the shading on it. Then his little arm guards, and his hands do have a his symbol on the little arm plate there, which I like. And I really like the hand expression, you know, how they sculpted these hands. Very nice. They could have easily just gone with fists or just, you know, that slightly open type of hand, but they really went with some menacing big hands that just look really awesome. So props to them for that. Really do like that a lot. The whips themselves are very nice. Not posable at all, unfortunately, and this one seems to want to come up like almost all the way up here, which is very annoying. I would like these to be spread out a bit more, especially when you're posing them. You know, it would be nice if they were out a bit more, but it really, you really can't do it unless, you know, I'm sure there would be some tricks to get it to go exactly where you want it, but without doing, you know, like a warm hot water type of thing, it's really not going to work for you. Overall, the legs are pretty nice. I really like the white. It's a very pearlish kind of white that they're using on the straps and shoulder pads up here, as well as on the boots and knee pads. Very cool, really well done, and definitely like that a lot. And then where this white is when they have red, it's more of like a metallic red. It's a bit more pinkish than like the red up here and on his body and his hands. It's a little bit more of a metallic pink, very dark pink at least. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, when just, you know, glancing at it, it would look like it's all the same color. It's only when you take a close-up look that you can definitely see that it's not the same color red. Same thing on the shoulder pads. It's got that type of pinkish look, but it is still works as red. It's not really something that's very noticeable or distracting, which is nice. And I do like this this whole section. It is all in one piece. It can be removed if you'd like. You'd have to. You probably have to cut this, but you can remove it if you do want. Overall, it looks very nice, and it is cool. I'm really glad that it's removed, or that it's not glued on, because they could have glued it on, but since they didn't, you can raise these up if you want to put the arms like way up, and it doesn't restrict them as much, which is really nice. Articulation-wise, pretty good. Like I said, he's got a ball-jointed head. It looks like there's a hinge there. The hinge doesn't work too well. You really can't get it to hinge too much. But the ball joint does work fine. It's very nice. Ball-jointed, a ball hinge shoulders with a bicep swivel. You've got a single hinge elbow, which doesn't hinge very far, but still far enough, which is nice. He's got a swivel hinge wrist. Really love that. The hinge is definitely something that's extremely helpful. And on this side, it's not too bad. But on this side, there is a ton. Let's see if I can get a good light on that. There's a ton of paint splotching. Let's focus. There we go. You've got the white paint that has bleeded onto his fingers, which I really don't like. Very sloppily done and very disappointing. Nothing too huge, so it's not that you know, like in your face, but it is still just something to note, because not good. But overall, really do like the hinge at the wrist. It works out great, so you can do nice poses like this, where he's, you know, doing the whip. Very cool. Wish that they would use the hinges on more of their figures, but they are starting to use those hinges in a figure now and then, so that's very nice. Ball jointed upper torso. Because the bottom torso is very big, it doesn't have much clearance to move, so this is not you know, useful very much. There is some slight movement, but nothing too extreme. Ball jointed thighs with a thigh swivel, which is nice. Double hinge knees, which is great. You got a swivel like right there at the calf of the leg, and then you have a hinge pivoting ankle. Really do love it. He does have pretty top-notch articulation. I have to say, I really don't see a single area where I think the articulation points, at least, isn't perfect. Actually, it's just like with the torso and the head, where it's, you know, slightly hindered or not being able to move as much as I would like it. But overall, the points that he actually has is absolutely fantastic. Can't complain about that. Do a little comparison here. Here he is with another person from this wave, and it's Ares. As you can see, the two kind of big guys from this wave. As you can see, they look very cool together. They're both very bulky figures. Looks like Omega Red is a bit more bulky, which is nice to see that he is a pretty decent sized figure. Overall, very cool. And then I believe the wave that he was in, Marvel Universe, I believe it consisted of these. And I think there was one more. I can't remember what the other figure was, but here's the three that he was in the wave with. I'm pretty sure these were the last figures of the last wave of Marvel Universe. Overall, very nice. So I am very gracious and very happy that we are able to get this figure, and, you know, not have to pay large amounts, not to have to pay so much more to get it on eBay from the Marvel Universe line. We get the same exact figure, just you know, in a different package in the Infinite series. So very happy about that. Makes it a lot easier to get, and this is one really great figure. Articulation is pretty top notch. Painting is really good. You know, a couple places where it's not you know, nicely painted. It's kind of sloppy in a few small areas, but other than that, really great. A fun figure. I've posed him many times, and definitely a must-have for any Marvel Universe, Marvel Infinite, or just X-Men fan, because it is a very cool figure. So there you are. That's my review of the Marvel Universe / Infinite series Omega Red. Thanks so much for watching.